innovating the process, can't you see? With the platform so smooth, keeps the workflow tight. Efficiency and value, I see every single night. Risk profiles, they got 'em, man, it's no joke. North America's the stage and they never choke. Metrics on point, updated without fail. Chameleon carriers, they're on the trail. Don't play with unsafe companies, don't be that guy. And carry your checks, keeping it safe under the sky. 40 plus filters with the search that can drive. Carry your information in the FMCSA archive. Find your carrier with precision and ease. Location, equipment feeds, they got the keys. FTL shipper leads, they're right there for you. Real-time authorities, what they do. Crazy, breezy, ultimates, the dashboards. Way freedom from low boards, they got it every day. You carry your checks, the architect leading the way.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, Jerry, brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How you been, man?
Good. I would say very productive week.
Yeah.
You know what? It's got to feel, and I think America even feels this way.
Yeah.
The rest of this week, without me getting a text from a political campaign, has been the best ever. Look at Adam. Someone asked for me. It's so good. It was so good to have you on the show. I loved having him on. I love his energy. You know what I like about Adam too? It's just the way he thinks. He's a very different thinker. I'm a big fan of it. I wish I was as deep a thinker as he is.
I was creeping. I like to say creeping, but I was creeping on his YouTube channel. Just the value that he brings, whether it's trucking or just being a handyman or just anything, right? Like, I wish I was more like that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Cheers, Adam. I hope you're having an awesome week.
Yeah. Hope you have a good Friday.
I really am. I really hope you are. You know, I got to say too, though, everybody I've talked to after, post-election, right? I just feel like everyone's excited. Everyone's just kind of glad and relieved that it's over, and now we just get back to work.
Yeah. Right now we're still dealing with that. You can't get on any social media. There's something always, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone's relieved and just like, all right, it's over. Let's move on.
We know what's going to happen in January. Let's get it done.
Right.
Man, that's a weird buildup. I don't even get that buildup with American Idol. What is going on? I think they should change the presidency to an American Idol sort of like format.
Or like America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I think my favorite would be The Voice, because you get them on the chairs, and if you like them, press that button, you're turning around.
We're just kicking around.
We're just like this,
We're just like this the whole time. We're like, we should do a show this way anyway, just to see where it goes. Just see where it goes.
But no, I agree, man. I mean, let's see. Oh my gosh. Second Friday in a row with a load rejected, no room in the warehouse. Come back on Tuesday. What a better way to lose drivers.
Yeah, that sucks. That's always a pain in the ass. All right, gents, what's going on, DGL? How's your week, man? Where have you been? How's life? Give us a rundown. We'd love to know, what you guys are up to. If you're driving, if you're not. Boy, the weather down in New Mexico, if you've been watching kind of that New Mexico, southern Colorado, just been getting dumped on. So we're starting kind of that winter logistics report where you're just like, well, where's my driver at, and is he safe? You know what I mean? So, we live close to one of the passes that's nearly shut down half the year between Laramie and Cheyenne, and it's always dangerous. There's always accidents every year.
Right.
But winter time in trucking is always challenging.
I was curious about that. I mean, obviously where we live, we get a weird amount of snow, especially last year.
Yeah.
I'm always curious, how carriers are watching the weather and how they're kind of coming. Like, do they add more to the rate if it's bad weather? Because, that's their life. You know what I mean? If I knew there's going to be a big-ass snowstorm, hey, my rate's probably going to go up a little. It's going to be worth my time if there's black.
Or you just don't take it and you're moving.
That's fair.
We had a couple drivers. Jerome, what's going on, man? Jerome's in that part of the country too, where he's dealing with the different snows and stuff. How do you feel about the snowy weather? We had a driver. I loved this cat. I can't remember where he was from. He was from Colombia or somewhere. This is when I was working for the asset-based company. He was a truckload guy. And he wouldn't come above interstate. Like, he was like, he'd stay Texas, Arizona, California. Like, he just was like, I'm gonna stay on Interstate 20, 10. That's all I got.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it. I mean, see, we got people in Nebraska that have houses in Arizona. It's
oh,
I'm ditching the winter. I'm going to Arizona.
Brutal.
Like, I get it.
between the wind and
Yeah.
friggin' high wind warnings and
Right.
stuff, it's ridiculous.
Well, today I want to talk about the best kept secret in logistics, and I think if you're new here, you're about to learn what that is.
Yeah.
If you're a regular here, which I love,
I love you too.
you know what we're
I
talking
can't get
about.
enough of our audience.
E-carrier check.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Guys.
welcome. And I say it's the best kept secret because I still don't hear a lot of people doing this method, calling carriers, trying to build these relationships. You still see a lot of people kind of just living on the load board, or just maybe posting on social media trying to find carriers. This is why we're the best. I mean, you come to this platform, you carrier check, you find carriers that just make sense for you to email, call, and hopefully just build a relationship. And I don't really see a lot of people doing it still. But like I said, I think it's the best kept secret.
Yeah, I think it's harder still.
It is. Yeah.
The one thing and this is the reason why we built it,
Mhm.
is, dad or truck stop or 123, whatever you're using for a load board,
Mhm.
it gives you kind of the immediate, but when things start to get tighter here, as I think they will after the holidays, right? You still have to find trucks, right? And finding trucks on the load boards is, man, it's challenging. It's noisy. You've got to deal with the double broker situation. You got to deal with, the weirdness of your time, and handling those calls and things like that. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I want to negotiate with somebody or I want to build a relationship with somebody, have you ever done speed dating? That's what load boards feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you're sitting across the table from a gal, and it's and you're, is she making eye contact? Am I making eye contact? Should we hug? Should we not hug? I don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
But when it's more relaxed, you're at a friend's house. There's a keg. There's a couple football games on, maybe a board game on the table. That's more my style.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what I think. I think it's really important that when you start building relationships, and you and I talk about this last week. Who are some of the most important relationships we've built this year?
Yeah.
Right? I think I got to call out Adam. Adam is probably one of the more interesting people that we have met this year, and I value that relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not a broker. I would love to call Adam and get him some freight, but man, I love the value that he's brought. Right? And so where I'm going with all this is, why not just take another direction when it comes to building relationships with carriers and brokers?
I agree. Be proactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love your name, by the way, None Your Business.
I love this guy. I don't know where this cat's from, but he is on our YouTube all the time.
We were talking about it yesterday.
You got to send us, email us at support@ecarriercheck.com. I'm sending this cat a coffee cup. I don't know where you're at. We're getting you a coffee cup, brother. This guy always is constantly commenting. I can't get enough of this guy.
What do you do? Are you,
just send us.
Yeah.
Send us.
We should try to get on a call.
I'm sending you a coffee cup.
But no, we don't have current weather reports. If you're like Jared, he has a TV on the wall, and that's how he stays updated
Who's
with weather.
that cat? There's a company that actually does this.
There is a company that we met at TIA that
What's this guy's name?
oh my goodness, I can't remember. But there is a company that we met at TIA.
They're called Weather Optics. This cat's name is Scott
Weather Optics.
Picorello. I probably just butchered his name. I mean, absolutely. Just thanks for playing.
Yeah.
He does essentially a weather map for trucking, which is awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially this time of year across America.
Yeah.
You wanna watch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't offer this, but you and I met Scott.
Yep.
I really enjoyed this cat, but he does some stuff. I don't know how he prices his deal, but we should have him on. Like the next snow emergency.
Especially now,
Next snow emergency, we're having Scott on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that.
I think it'd be interesting.
It's important to stay on top of that.
I agree.
I love it.
Either way, Nanya,
What's going on?
give us some. We love your always commenting on our videos. I can't get enough of this.
Appreciate that.
We
What do you do though?
Yeah, tell us what you do.
I'm eager to know what you do. But yeah, today I want to just go over the site and just give people an idea why it is the best kept secret, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I keep saying this every show. It's nice to know that a platform is built by a freight broker.
Yep.
Or someone that's been in this industry. It's not just some, maybe kid getting out of college and just saying, I'm going to put a website together and here we go.
Yeah.
You're in the trenches. You've met a lot of people in this industry and have really good relationships, and you've been able to kind of just tackle some challenges together, and boom, we have e-carrier check, right? So,
for those of you that have actually, we do have independent owner operators listed. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I've taken time to call some of our owner operators that we list on here just to kind of verify, hey, what are they doing or how are they doing it? And a lot of them, either are maintaining an authority, but working for somebody, leased onto somebody. It's kind of interesting to talk to some of them. I've talked to quite a few and had those conversations.
Yeah.
I think what's unique about our system versus anybody else is just the ease of use. When I think about when I was a broker and I was calling, looking for companies, the load boards go down. What do you do, right? You got to find a place to start making phone calls. We obviously offer, really, thanks. Yeah, we'll send you a coffee cup, brother. You tell us where you're at. Email us at support@ecarriercheck.com. We want to hear from you where you're at. So, he's probably talking about the independent owner operators. Yeah. You're good.
Either way, we'll do it all.
But the one thing that always was a struggle was I'm like, okay, well, I really have to find people that either operate in a certain area or operate with certain equipment. And I don't want to make 100 phone calls. I want to make 30 effective phone calls.
Right.
And I think that's probably the difference with the way we built our software, the way we transition through our data. Yes, we have FMCSA data, but our classifier is way more powerful. Right. Our experience is way more powerful when it comes to building this software. And that's what really makes us unique. And then the shipper data layered on top of it is literally like the sprinkles on a pink donut. You know what I mean?
I love donuts.
Yeah, I do too.
And the thing too, what I love about this, it's like, in my opinion, everything's all about connections too. Like if you truly understood who you were about to call, whether it's a carrier or shipper,
yeah,
like that just opens up so many doors and just kind of more of a relaxed, maybe like that bar setting you're talking about. I'm at a bar having a beer with this guy. But I love how eCarrier Check kind of just lays out everything for a carrier. Where they've been inspected, where do they run, insurance, cargo, what have they been inspected with, overview, things like that. You even know who to call.
Yeah.
Ask for Kevin, right? Or Monica, whatever it may be.
And that same thing goes for carriers that are looking for new broker relationships. Yep. If you're a carrier that is like, okay, I've got 2 direct shippers and I want more direct shippers, but maybe really what you need is direct brokers that can fill in the gaps. You know what I mean? It's always interesting. You get those questions that you're like, that you're actually, I know people want direct shippers, right? They want that, but maybe the question they should be asking is, how do I find more freight that makes sense for me? Does that make sense? Did I hear free trial on Wednesday?
Yes,
cheap free trial. Just give us a call, brother. We would do anything for you, but I'm going to hold you accountable for getting your friggin' hazmat certificate.
Yeah.
I love this guy. We need to have, if you come to Nebraska, we're having a beer and I'm taking you out for a steak and we're going to get weird. That's what I say. We should have our own after hours, but everyone has to come to Gearing because I don't get out. I got kids. I don't know what to tell you. Either way.
yeah. Pete Farrell, you did your free trial.
Just give us a shout out. Support at ecarriercheck.com. We want to help you guys. We want to see you guys grow. We want to see you win. But don't just come to the table. We got to eat. Yeah. You got to make calls. We can bring you to the water.
Right.
Man, it doesn't do you any good if you don't pick up the phone, if you don't send an email. And I know that first email, that first phone call is awkward. Doesn't matter. Right. Put yourself in uncomfortable positions and try to grow out of it, right? What part of Nebraska? It's a big state. Western Nebraska. So we're closer to
like Wyoming.
Wyoming. We're 3 hours straight north of Denver. Yeah. That's where we're at. We're on this side.
There's nothing.
Or I guess depends on which way you're looking. We're on this side. Depends on which way you're looking. Cheap beer drinker.
Hey, we know we got a really cool Keno place that we like to go to for cheap beer, so we can take it.
Freight Master. Anyone who doesn't have is actually with Ask Why Not. As a carrier broker, you guys are your best friend. That's in my opinion.
Thank you, Freight Master.
It's super nice of you. We always appreciate that. We have to have him back on too. I love this guy. He does.
Go join his group because he does have a promo code.
Oh, you can let him use alcohol free. I love that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Then let's focus on steak.
Yeah.
And homemade horseradish because I got them both. I love them. I'm a big fan. And congratulations on being alcohol free.
That's awesome.
Show them the brokers real quick because we have so many carriers. I think what's interesting about our brokers is you can go in and actually sort by social media, because I don't know about you, but if they don't have a social media, I'm probably not going to call them.
That's fair.
If they don't have a website or something like that, I want to know that they have social media. I want to know that they've got, a presence. I also want to know they have freight for us. And this is what makes our site unique is look at the broker specialties. If I want to find somebody that actually has the freight that makes sense for me, right, I'm going to pop in and just click what makes sense for me.
Yeah.
So, Tire Killer, what's up? Spend more on a pack of smokes a day than you do on ECC.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Where is Tire Killer at? I don't know where you're at, but I'd love to know. I was reading something about a fault line down in your area. I don't remember where I was reading it, but it was something I was going to ask you about too. Either way, we'll get back to that.
The nice thing too with eCarrier Check and trying to stay proactive, reaching out to carriers or brokers.
Yep.
Well, the nice thing if you're one of those guys that likes to maybe blast out some emails, then pick up the phone. You guys have that ability. You can make lists in here. You can monitor carriers. You can leave notes on everyone here as well.
Yep.
And this is all private to you as a user. You don't, nothing on here is shared. So if you have some private, info, it's safe.
Yeah. It's not
but I love that you could be able to build some lists and then just away you go.
Yeah.
Leave notes. In the meantime, you still can find shippers, but I think the main thing what I've been kind of seeing lately is just people trying to find carriers.
Yeah.
And vice versa, brokers or carriers trying to find brokers.
Yeah. I think people just are thirsty for a different way to find it. If you're a carrier though, I got to throw this out at you here because I don't know if I know the answer, but I would love to hear, honestly, everybody on here, Freight Master Resource, DIY, Cheap Freight Hauler, all of you, how, as a carrier, how can people find you? You know what I mean? Like, yes, eCarrier Check is an interesting way of finding lists and finding carriers, but how do you represent yourself, or how do people find you? I think that's something that they need to take very seriously in 2025, right? And that could be socially. That's probably mostly socially. Having a website, having some kind of presence. I really think it's important that you have to raise your hand. If you're a carrier right now, people need you. Right. If you're a carrier though, you can say no. You're going to be in that position next year. But I think it's important that you're looking at your business going, I just didn't like when I went to Atlanta this year. I always got hosed, or I didn't like going to Tennessee this year. I got stuck there, or the loading times were terrible. I need to find a different, way of representing myself. So 2025, how do I make my business a little bit better? And that could be loading times. That could be a location that you're going to, because I'm only getting 225 out of Tennessee instead of going just one state over in Indiana, and I was getting 235, right? You see where I'm going with that? So now we've got to kind of we got to keep analyzing our business as a carrier and social proofing ourselves. That's something I think is really interesting.
I do too. Yeah, for sure. DIY goes and finds them. Can't wait around. Exactly.
It's a network. See, look at this. It's a network relationship builder, and I like having so much info at my fingertip versus opening multiple Google searches. Yeah, boy, howdy. That's a big one. Absolutely.
Yeah. Use it in a great way too. I can tell. So.
It'd be funny if we could add our YouTube link as a follower of the show on when they search it, and they're like, "Oh, this guy watches this show."
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome.
I don't know how we do that, but it'd be like
call YouTube. Or
exactly. No, just like a little link. Like,
gotcha.
Oh, they watch the show. They must be good.
Yeah. Although we don't have weather reports on here, but we do have diesel prices and then carrier authorities.
This was the first week too. I don't know if you saw this. First week that the decline of brokerages in our country wasn't as drastic as it's been for the last couple months, right? Last 6 months. It's just been decline, and now it wasn't as bad. So, we could be getting to that point where we're at the bottom. How do we keep moving forward?
In our time, being with the Carrier Check, we've helped a lot of freight brokers find some pretty, needle in a haystack carriers, if you will.
Yep.
Tell me the benefit of how the software. I don't know. I mean, obviously, before I came to Carrier Check, do you have any stories on where you maybe Carrier Check found you some just insane carriers that you probably wouldn't find on the load board?
Yeah. And it's always specialty stuff.
Okay.
It's going to be. I'm looking for. I'll give you an example. If I wanted to find Tire Killer, I need a. He's a little bit unique. I'll give you an example. If I want to find somebody that's hauling coils that probably has racks, you know what I mean? If I just post it up on a load board, I'm not going to find that, right? So I need to find those people that have the experience. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to make calls with a broker, and he was looking specifically for hazmat van carriers right in the Midwest here. And it was kind of an interesting way of searching, and we were able to find somebody that was hazmat that specifically wanted to go in that lane. And we were able to get pricing for this bid. It was kind of cool. But the specialty, I mean, really far down. We've gotten down into CO2 guys, to stretch guys, to step deck stretch guys, to even some of the weird stuff like 5-axle flatbeds.
Right.
Those are weird flatbeds. You just don't see them unless you're in West Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being able to find those guys is kind of unique because they're hauling, the crazy weighted, pipe or stuff like that. So I think some of the unique people that are out there, those are some of the. It's impossible to find those people.
I just don't need to advertise. That's fair. You are a legend, man.
Well, that's what we do exactly. Posting my truck on load boards. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Jerome, I think I would love to get you a list of brokers that are around you, within 50 miles, and see if you can find some loads that make more sense for you.
I know we got you a list before. I don't know if you've exhausted that, but there might maybe be some new brokers in there that we can get you. So
let's get Jerome in there, and we'd love an opportunity to see if we can help you.
For those of you that really haven't seen some of our filters or just the site, our filters are really unique. I mean, I love how Jared explains our filters. You like to do the Amazon, find the right pair of jeans, kind of thing. But I love how our filters are just really unique, from company age to size to high risk, low risk, right? Some newly added ones that we added are some filters. So if you're in insurance, we could truly help you in your insurance company.
Yeah, I thought that was probably a more unique thing. This week we met with an insurance company. We actually met with an equipment company.
Yep.
They buy and sell used, and they sell new equipment. Yep. And so they were really looking to utilize our site for prospecting to find more carriers that could funnel in some of that used equipment into their system. That was wild. You know what I mean? I used the list before. There were a couple of no's, but that was for the shippers. Got it. Let's try to find you maybe some local brokers too. Hit us up, Jerome. We want to help you out.
I think I have your email. So
I wonder if this cat's got any inspections. You got an inspection yet? I can't get enough of this guy. Best zero inspection carrier I know. I do too. I do think that our what makes things unique is just the obvious. We hit the different types of trucks, the sizes, all those things. For those of you who are old enough, I used to buy my jeans at Walmart, and they were called Husky. It was that's where I'm at in my life.
I don't know if my mom's watching, but she's probably laughing.
I don't know if that scarred me or not, or if there's psychological issues. The fact that I had to buy jeans that were Husky was just phenomenal. But what really kind of always took me over the edge. I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'8.5".
Yeah.
I'm going to take that half, right? But my thighs are friggin' phenomenal. They're just thick thighs. And they never had the right friggin' waist to my inseam. So this guy would buy a pair of Huskies, and then I'd have to have my mom or my mom's friend friggin' hem them. I don't even want to get into pants, but that's what our filters are like. Our filters are friggin' phenomenal. They're psychologically, helping me heal from those Husky wounds.
I get it, man. You're not alone. I promise you.
Unbelievable.
I remember my mom and I were at Old Navy, I believe, and she was, everyone's there. She goes, "Yeah, where's your Husky section?" I'm thinking just a brand. So I'm like, "Yeah, where's the Huskies?" And then I later found out it was just for a little bigger.
The bigger.
So I go, "Mom, let's not maybe say that too loud."
Yeah, let's kind of keep it on the
Tone it
DL.
down.
Yeah, keep it
I
on
know I'm
the DL.
Husky. Not everyone doesn't need to know.
I would love to be able to wear skinny jeans. Can't do it.
I do know a broker that he wears a lot of skinny jeans. He looks good. Though.
He looks
good for him.
good. I
can't do it. I gotta breathe.
I not only got to breathe, but these old babies,
Yeah,
they're big old thighs. My poor kids, they got thighs too.
fair.
So.
Speaking of breathing though, but I think your carry check can help you breathe a little bit more too.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, I love it, Nate. Obviously, we want to see you guys grow. We want to see everybody win. But I think what's really important is we can't train those people that are hungry to grow the business.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can't train that eagerness, that excitement. That's something that you got to do on your own.
Yeah, and I'm gonna flex this a little bit. If you were to call another company, maybe it doesn't have to be trucking related, but if you were to call somewhere to get some support, usually you're on the phone for hours. You're talking to someone that's not in the U.S. Maybe hard to understand. But you call us, you get one of us.
You get us.
Call you Carry Check, you get Jared or I, or you might get a programmer if you're lucky. But we also want to meet with you, just kind of hear your story and hear how we can just kind of help you.
Yeah.
And maybe you could help us. You know what I mean? Like, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
We both want to grow.
We glean a lot of experience from the people in our lives, and we want to feel what you're feeling. We want to understand what you're dealing with. We want to feel it's wonderful to understand things. And sometimes they're not good. We've had people call us and we helped them through an RFP one time and their boss wouldn't call them back.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I had to help them. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But it was any way of helping people. There's some good people in this industry that just need a little bit of leg up.
Right. I mean, you call us and you need a list, no charge. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to sign up. We're going to help you the best we can.
Yeah.
And try to provide
Sent a list
value.
this morning to a guy that we want to see win.
Exactly. And if they sign up, they sign up. But we just want to provide value.
You're even lucky to get a real person. Boy, that's truth anymore.
I know.
Anymore now, it's all like AI.
Yeah.
And,
Press 2.
you got to talk to a robot, and it'll,
Or I'll send you a link and you follow the steps.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, I don't want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Jared, man, I appreciate
always
you.
a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you for being in the trenches for everyone and building this wonderful site called the Carrier Check.
Cheers.
None of your business. Make sure to hit us up, man, so we can get you a coffee cup. And for those of you watching, if you want to meet with us and see a little bit more about the site, just email us, give us a call, and let's set something up.
Yeah, throw in the, we obviously are always looking to help if there's a topic that we can cover. We're open. If there's somebody you think we should know, we're open. And just let us know how we can help you guys grow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and again, leave us a review, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll continue to bring some value. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Yep.